Good morning. Mhm. Good morning. So, looks like some of you is here now. So, before we start, may any volunteer to lead the prayer? Yes, Miss. What's that, Miss Abildo? Hmm? So, class, how's your Christmas and New Year? And I hope you're ready for this year. Uh-huh. Good to hear that you're ready for this year. So we are now moving to the second to the last topic of our course subject, which is the Baroque art. So, Baroque art. The term Baroque was derived from the Portuguese word barroco, which means irregularly shaped pearl or stone. It describes a very complex idiom and focuses on painting, sculpture, as well as architecture. After the idealism of Renaissance, the slightly forced nature of mannerism, Baroque art above all reflect the tension of the age, notably the desire of the Catholic Church in Rome to reassert itself in the wake of the Protestant Reformation, which is also the same with Catholic Reformation art of the period. So I'm going to show you or present you the five famous artists and their artworks in in this session. So oh wait, I'm sorry. Pardon me for not I'm na hindi ko kasi na-edit tong PowerPoint ko, hindi ko nalagay yung mga pictures. So I'll send it to the GC na lang. So the first artist is Michelangelo Merisi or Ame, Amerigi da Caravaggio. He was better known as Caravaggio. He was an Italian artist who wanted to deviate from the classical master of the Renaissance. He was an outcast in his society because of his own actions and the lack of modesty and reverence for religious subject in his own paintings. Among his famous paintings were Supper at Emmaus, Conversion of Saint Paul, and the Entombment of Christ. Next is Gian Lorenzo Bernini. Bernini was an Italian artist and the first Baroque artist. He practiced architecture and sculpture, painting, stage design, and was also a playwright. So, he was also the last in the list of the dazzling universal geniuses. The famous Ecstasy of Teresa was his greatest achievement and the colonnade of the Piazza of Saint Peter, Rome. So I will the picture his art their artworks is I will be sending to our group chats later on after our session. And next is Peter Paul Rubens. Rubens was a Flemish Baroque painter. He was well known for his painting of mythical and figurative subjects and landscape portraits and counter-reformation altarpieces. His commissioned work were mostly religious subject history paintings of magical creatures and hunt scenes. His famous works were Samson and Delilah, landscape with a tower, portrait of Helen Forment, and the Three Graces. So, next is Rembrandt Harmenzoon van Rijn. Rembrandt was a brilliant dark realist painter and etcher. He is generally considered as one of the greatest painter and paint makers in European art. So, may I ask class if I'm really too fast to read or what? If okay lang? Okay, I'll continue then. No artist has painted himself as often as did Rembrandt. His concept of himself continued to deepen in grasp and subtly while his technique grew more daring. So his well-known work was his self-portrait in old age. So I'll be sending the famous artworks later on. And last is Diego Velázquez. Velázquez of Spain developed out of the Baroque. He was one of the finest master of composition and one of the most important painters of the Spanish Golden Age. Velázquez was the case of a painter who discovered his vocation almost at the very start of his career. So, his famous work were the Surrender of Breda, Las Meninas, or the Maid of Honor, Los Barochos, the Drinker, and the Maria Teresa. So that's the end of our that's the end of slide. And I think maybe next time is we will continue our session, which is the last topic.